And coming your way next, we shall meet and greet our fine doctor by the name of Dr. Ashma Qureshi. Here, Dr. Qureshi educates us about our health and our daily lifestyle and living by providing us with the best medical related tips. Today, she chooses to talk to you and I about cardiovascular health. How very interesting and a very important fact of life. Let's see.
Hello everyone, welcome to Remedies. I'm Dr. Asma Qureshi. Today I will talk about cardiovascular health. Cardiovascular health refers to diseases of the heart and blood vessels which lead to heart attacks and strokes. Hypertension refers to high blood pressure and subsequent increase in the force of the blood flow. This means that there is increased stress on the heart, kidney, brain, and eyes, resulting in heart attacks, kidney failure, strokes, and blindness. You probably know that you should avoid fatty foods like the Southern diet, which is rich in fried foods, bacon and ham, liver, and sugary drinks. This diet consists of high sodium and saturated fat, which makes people more prone to heart attacks and strokes. Remember that in processed foods, there is a type of fat called trans fat, which also contributes to heart disease. Trans fat can be found in pizza, cinnamon rolls, biscuits, cakes, cookies, fast food, microwave popcorn, vegetable shortening, and coffee creamers. You must be wondering, are there any good fats at all? The answer is yes. Monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats are safe to consume. This means you can eat avocados, fish, seeds and nuts, vegetable oils, soft margarine, and mayonnaise. Coconut oil is no longer recommended because it is saturated fat, and studies show that it increases LDL cholesterol or bad cholesterol, which causes heart disease. Experts recommend that people don't need to cut down on total fat intake, rather they need to replace saturated fats with monounsaturated or polyunsaturated fats. A healthy diet consists of lean meats, whole grain foods, low-fat dairy, vegetables, and fruits so that people can get important nutrients like iron, calcium, vitamin D, folate, and protein. Let's talk about why these vitamins are recommended. Vitamin D helps with the absorption of calcium, which is essential for immunity, nervous system, bone, and muscle health. Breastfeeding mothers, people taking anticonvulsants, people with malabsorption syndromes, and the elderly usually need vitamin D supplements. However, too much vitamin D can be toxic and may lead to kidney stones. Some food sources of vitamin D and calcium are eggs, rice, fish, and soy milk. Vitamin C helps in the absorption of iron, which is important for formation of red blood cells, immunity, wound healing, reproduction, and growth. Green vegetables and fortified foods are a good source of iron, calcium, and vitamin D. Fiber is a kind of carbohydrate in plant-based diets. It is not absorbed in the body, but it has many benefits for diabetics and people with heart disease. This is because it slows the absorption of glucose and lowers the absorption of cholesterol. In this way, a high fiber diet decreases LDL cholesterol levels in the blood, which is good for the heart, and it prevents this sharp spike in glucose levels which happens after a meal in diabetic patients. Fiber also prevents constipation and makes you feel full for several hours after a meal. As a result, people tend to eat less often. So next time you're at the grocery store, read the ingredient list before buying your food. You should understand how to use the food label, so let's talk about it. A serving size is the amount of food that is eaten at one time. Servings per container refers to the total number of servings in one package. Calories refers to the total units of energy provided in one serving that comes from all the ingredients in that serving. This means that the calories from fats are a part of the whole calories in one serving. Percent DV refers to the percentage of the daily value. This means that it is a measure of how much of a nutrient is available in one serving. For example, if you're looking for fortified foods, you may find that one food product contains a higher percent DV of iron and calcium compared to another food product. You should also check the food label for added sugars, vitamin D, sodium, and potassium. Sodium is a mineral that is found in salt. Some foods that are high in sodium do not taste salty. For example, cereals and breads. As a rule, if you're following a salt-restricted diet, you should know that low sodium refers to 5% DV of salt and 140 milligrams of sodium or less per serving. So don't forget to check the serving size as well as the sodium content, because almost half of all sodium in diet comes from processed foods. Let me explain the role of sodium and potassium in regulating blood pressure. A high sodium diet draws water into the bloodstream and increases the force of blood flow. This is the reason for restricting salt in patients with high blood pressure. Potassium, on the other hand, helps to reduce blood pressure. The DASH eating plan and the Mediterranean diet are recommended for people who need to monitor their heart health. Prepare your own foods and substitute with no salt seasonings. Don't forget to rinse canned foods and opt for fresh foods. Limit portion size, salad dressings, and condiments. Understand that certain behaviors like smoking and drinking alcohol worsen hypertension and cardiovascular disease. When you cook at home and are using a new recipe, remember that a recipe that makes 4 servings does not serve 4 people. It refers to 4 helpings. Finally, making lifestyle changes can be difficult for anyone. As is true of everything else in life, it is important to stay motivated. Failure is part of the journey, so set small goals for yourself that are easy to achieve, and this will help you to keep going. If you start to doubt yourself, write down your fears in a journal. Remember that the past is behind you and you have a new opportunity to improve your health. Thank you for watching. I'm Dr. Asma Qureshi. Join me next month for another interesting episode of Remedies.